What's up, guys? Thank you for your patience. I apologize for the delay here. I've been dealing with some tech issues. Again, newbie on YouTube, and then also stuck in a little bit of a sales cave, trying to dig my way back. Ended last week a little ahead of pace for where I needed to be even on Saturday, so I was feeling really good going into the weekend. And then I just had a nothing burger on Saturday. Part of the game, you're gonna have it. It happens. I might have been off my game or came in a little cocky. Um, the people I were talking to weren't super interested. I could not close a toilet seat, so I don't know what's going on, but still ended Saturday because of my great week prior ahead of pace. And then, to be honest with you, Sunday I'm only working half days anyway, so the goal is 1900 AP on Sundays, and just had some family stuff going on, and I'm not going to see my son much this week. He'll be out of town, so chose to spend time with him, and decided I was just going to make up for it and really push this week. So came in today, head full of steam, ready to go. Hopefully make up that gap. I created a little bit more of a gap coming into the week, and came out the gate three apps. Was feeling good. Still needed. I think it was about after those apps, I needed about 2,800 AP for the day, and then I went through about an 8 hour just just desert. Like I could not get anything. I couldn't get a hold of anyone. If I did get a hold of them, they swore at me. Like it was just not great. I was getting really discouraged. Um, I got to the point where East Coast calling hours were done, so now I'm calling Mountain Time and West Coast. Just winging a prayer here, hoping. And then, sure enough, one of my newer Kaboom leads from last week picked up. She had just gotten a policy for her mother, found out she was overpaying. So replaced that one or put in an application, saved her some money, and then at the end found out that she also had coverage because she dropped that little nugget, and it sounded like she was paying too much. I was like, do you just want to look at your options? And sure enough, saved her about 20 bucks a month as well, the daughter. So got two apps submitted for um, I don't remember the total between the two of them, but end of the day, back ahead of pace by about 500 bucks. So I'm feeling very good going into tomorrow. I've got my fresh batch of Kaboom leads coming in tomorrow. So I'm going to have just 100 hot off the press, feeling really good about that. Hoping for a big Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. Keep creating separation. Um, and just going into the weekend headstrong again here. So my goal is to at least match what I did last week in AP. So at least 29,000, maybe a little, a little under 29,000. Really trying to get over that 30 marker. I really would like to end this week at the 60K mark. Would feel very good being 10K ahead of pace for the month, being only halfway through. So that's really what I'm aiming for and pushing for here. But I've had a lot of, encouragement from you guys. I appreciate you reaching out, subscribing, liking the messages, all of that. A lot of questions about a lot of different things, and I want to hit all of those. One of the main things I've been getting questions about is my dial strategy. My dial strategy is that it's honestly nothing fancy. I learned it from the Life Insurance Academy, but and the guys there. I start if my newest lead is number one, and I just work my way down 1 through 20. I triple dial those 1 through 20, and then I go back to 1, and then I triple dial the ones that didn't pick up again. Um, if none of the 1 through 20 pick up the first round, then I'm calling those 1 through 20. I'm triple dialing them 20 minutes later. And maybe ideally I have a presentation or two, maybe an app. So maybe I'm starting back at 1 an hour and a half, 2 hours later, right? So it just depends on who's picking up and who I'm presenting to and what conversations I'm having. But what that does is the triple dial breaks through the spam blocker or it also breaks the normal mold of a telemarketer. They usually only call twice. So that third call, a lot of times you will get a pickup, even if you feel like a psychopath. I still don't like triple dialing, but it works and I do it. Um, the other thing though, let's say that first round of dialing 1 through 20, they're carrying in their groceries or they're at the store or they're at the doctor's appointment or they had company. You circle back in 20 minutes. A, they might be freed up. B, maybe they saw the first one, they ignored it, but now they're like, who is calling me again from this number? It just gets attention. It gets pickups. It works. I hate it. I hate the triple dial, but it works. I won't argue against it. I'll tell any new agent to do it. New or old agent, you need to be triple dialing. Um, so that is my dial strategy. After I get through the 1 through 20 the second time, then I will go 21 to 40 and rip those dials, and then go back to 21 to 40 and call anyone I didn't talk to. Um, I am not really sending texts immediately. I'll usually send a text after a couple of days of trying them. I never leave a voicemail. I don't want them to know who is calling and why, because they're more likely to block my number before I find out if there's a need there. Oftentimes there is. So I'm not leaving voicemails. A lot of questions about lead count, order, all of that. My typical order with Kaboom, I'm a big fan of Kaboom. Cody was kind enough to help like sponsor and encourage this, and he's been a huge supporter of me. But Kaboom, great leads. They're text verified. When you call, they know who's calling and why. They remember doing it. Very few, if any, oh, I thought this was freeze. You'll have that with literally any lead vendor, but it's very minimized with Kaboom. But my normal order is 50 a week um, on the subscription with Kaboom. For this challenge, 50 a week was not enough. So I upped that, doubled that. So I'm doing 100 leads a week through Kaboom, their final expense statewide leads. So that's my lead order. And then as far as scripting and things like that, I'm not ever going to like sell or hand out my script. I don't think that's what it's about. I think people get very hung up on scripts unnecessarily. There is not a magic bullet out there script wise. If you have a good upline and a good coach who is concerned about protecting families, then it will incorporate the principles that matter in the sales process. I would highly, highly, highly encourage you to go over to the Life Insurance Academy and consume some of their content. 99% of the principled sales process that I use is theirs. I've just borrowed it from them. They've been hugely influential, both personally and professionally for me, as well as my upline script, Mike and Jalen. I use the skeleton of their script, and honestly, at this point, I'm just kind of using my own cocktail of bits and pieces I've liked from different mentors, and then things that I've learned over the time I've been doing this that I like to say or maybe don't say, or my phrase bank, if you will, that I have available in my head. So that's my update for today, guys. Just a few touches there. Um, One thing that I have noticed for me, right, it just at this point in the in the competition, Cody called it. Um, last week I was kind of on an adrenaline rush. I came out the gate hot. I was feeling good. I'm hitting that kind of sophomore slump now, week two. I'm feeling it more mentally, emotionally. I'm just tired. I'm tired of ripping dials all day and working hours I'm not normally working. Um, but then you close that day after just 8 hours of almost dead silence with two big apps to push you back ahead of pace. I'm feeling energized. I'm feeling excited to get back into tomorrow with some fresh leads to dial. I'm really excited. So I'm feeling that the weight a little bit more. But like I I've heard so many great people in this industry say this job is mostly between the ears here. Like it's mental. It's a mental battle to keep pushing and keep dialing when you don't want to. I seriously, before I made those last couple calls, I was about to throw in the towel, and I was like, it's only 8:30. Like I have plenty of time. What are you doing? You said you were going to work till whenever's necessary. Why are you taking off at 8:30? You called till 11 p.m. last week. Keep it going. And I stayed, kept myself in the game. And sure enough, like two dials later, somebody picked up. And what I tell my agents all the time is, um, you are not in control of who answers, but you're in control of the activity you put in, right? And I know for a fact that in my very, very long list now of fresh and aged leads, there is someone in there that does not have coverage, is overpaying for their current coverage, has some but doesn't know they have the wrong kind. Somebody in there could use my help with a conversation, and their family would be better for it. I just have to find that person, and that just takes me dialing. So at any point, there is just, people might be busy, they might be running grandkids around, they might be sick, who knows, they might be in the hospital. Someone there is sitting, waiting for a call. They don't know it yet. And you just have to dial and make that connection. And sure enough, the person I called was sitting there watching Monday Night Football, sweet lady in New Mexico, and bang, bang, took care of her. So, um, again, uh, keep if you keep your foot on the gas activity wise, and you don't let yourself become too discouraged by a no, or a rude person, whatever that looks like, or I need to think about it, and you bring great energy to that next call, it will show up in those numbers day over day, week after week, all of that. So that's again, it's just reaffirming a lot of the things you hear about putting in the activity, keeping your head down, being okay with silence or rejection, and again, that activity paid off, and me staying on the phone for another few dials even paid off. And I'm glad I didn't stop calling it around 8:30, and I would have gone to bed discouraged and put myself in an even bigger hole tomorrow. Now I'm ahead of pace. So again, there's a lot of things you can apply there to yourself. I'm sure your situation. Maybe you have bills that are due, and you're like, I gotta do something. I don't feel like calling right now. It's late, or I've had these plans, or my family needs me to go do this real quick or run this errand. Okay, figure out a way to put in the activity to get done what needs to be done now, and take care of those problems, right? Again, I'm not saying put work over family. I'm not saying prioritize money over those things. There are family will always be more important than what we're doing here. Um, but sometimes things in life require more of you than you're comfortable with. And you got to just suck it up and put that effort and energy and work in. I agreed to do this challenge, and there have been times I've been like, what did I get myself into? Absolutely, probably 10 times since I started this. Especially Saturday when I had literally nothing and thought that was going to be the day. I really built some gap there. Um, but at the end of the day, this is what is required of me right now. It was self-induced, absolutely. But here we are. So I got to live up to my end of the bargain. Um, I've got some great people supporting me and encouraging me. Cody's supporting me by supplementing my lead order to just show what is possible when you put in the work with a good system and good leads. So I gotta make good on my promise here to do this, and I appreciate you all following along. I will continue to post more frequently. I promise. I'm going to have at least shorts coming out daily, with just different topics. If you want to hear about specific things that I have not covered yet, comment below. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, like, share. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, sticking with me, encouraging me. I'm excited to hit this 100K, hopefully before Thanksgiving, and celebrate with turkey and sleep and a Christmas ale. But thanks for tuning in, y'all, and I will see you on the next video.